still highly recommend Nailed Gun Massacre to any all and sundry.
Speaking of sitting out on the porch, it was some fucking fantastic weather today.
It was gorgeous today.
It was like 73 degrees and breezy and sunny, but not, hot sunny and
breezy.
Not humid. And
it was, and the wind just felt so good.
And I had a shorter day at work because it's Sunday,
Yay.
so it was like, and I sold cars. So it's like just easy,
nice.
Breezy, beautiful, sell a car.
That's so lovely. Congratulations.
Ah, thanks.
You're welcome.
It's breaking my dry spell of literally 2 weeks since I last sold a car.
That's good, though.
September is the worst month. Worst.
September is the cruelest month.
It is the worst month for used car sales because it's the end of the model year, and so all the new car dealerships have their previous model year cars marked down,
Ooh.
and so it's the best time of year to buy a new car.
But not for
us. It sucks a lot of business away from us.
Yeah.
And there was Labor Day, which is vacation, so people weren't here. And then the school year starts, and so they're like spending money on getting their kids ready, and they don't want to think about shopping for cars.
That's fair. I mean,
and then October picks it back up. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to survive.
I feel that.
Make a little money.
Alright, I have a secondary theory to what we were just talking about.
What's that?
Well, I feel like maybe I realize I'm approaching this game from a very like a strange perspective in that I'm not personally super interested in the mechanics such as they are in this game. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't feel like I'm a very like crunchy, person in terms of approach to. I'm very like my texture's different. Yeah, unless you cook me a certain way. But in terms of like mechanical crunch, like that's not really a thing that appeals to me. And I feel like that may be very different for a lot of people. Like I feel like even you probably have a much better sense of that sort of thing.
There's a certain amount of nitty grittiness that I enjoy.
Yeah, I most of the time I'm not really into it like that. So I feel like knowing that that's not the main thing for me here, maybe like the crunch quotient is more interesting because I'm thinking of people like the CRPG addict who plays like literally endless amounts of games like this. That are, less, I would say, like, to some degree, less aesthetically interesting. I feel like that level of crunch has to be there, even just, like, not per game, but just knowing, like, here's the detail-oriented, approach that is kind of like, here's this game, like, I'm going to learn its particular approach compared to the other approaches, but they're all fundamentally mechanical, so you're, like, comparing like data, you know what I mean? Basically, your data read of these games.
I do think there are scales to these games that are like mechanical complexity and then like flavor complexity and depth.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like this game ends up getting a little bit shallow in both because like I feel like there's plot things that happen, but again I feel like they're underexplained.
Well, I feel like
and maybe it's our own fault for not talking to everyone all the time, but
I kind of want to expand that, though, I think. Like, because I feel like if you want to say flavor as one axis to, you know what I mean, or something, like, narrative is one, but I feel like I don't know what else to call them, but, like, those intangible elements, like, just I don't know what else to call it, but, like, the atmosphere of seeing the combined experience of time passing, you experiencing the sprites and the dungeon art and all of that sort of aspect. And to me, that's the most compelling part of it. But I feel like, by nature, a lot of the games in this genre at this time, their primary interest is more mechanical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just exploring what's possible in a video game.
Right. So approaching it the way that I'm approaching it, it feels a little bit more like a sideways approach to playing the game in terms of like what. I don't know, because that's also not true, because I feel like what's so interesting about Final Fantasy is that it does have a lot of those other aspects, you know what I mean? Like, it has the mono art, it has the Uematsu music that make it, those are a lot of the things that people remember most fondly about it. So maybe I'm not as alone in that as I think.
Yeah. I think, there's certain intangibles that do work really well in other Final Fantasies. Like, again, that's part of one of the appeals to me for 13 is watching the battle animations is just fun and awesome because they are really good. They're really fucking good. Like, you can watch that game get played and be endlessly entertained because it's just, graceful and acrobatic and cool
Sure.
just really, I don't know, it's fun to watch. So I like playing it, and I liked grinding in it like for post game stuff because it was just fun to watch. I don't know, I just enjoyed it.
I mean, I really do feel like that some of this stuff in this game in particular, like maybe if I had approached it in a different context, it would have had more personal value. You know what I mean? Like this, it has to be in a particular setting though, because like they're just pieces that I can feel like have that kind of imaginative pull for me. Like some of the weird stuff of it. The fact that sometimes it's how they populate the dungeons and they don't explain it. Weird stuff like Goldor's mansion, to just imagine that it's just this place out there and they don't explain why any of the things are there. You know what I mean? Again, it's an implied narrative kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. And then there's just stuff that's really thematically. I mean, it's not like plot wise, but it's like it carries elements especially that are thematically relevant, and then will kind of pull through the rest of the Final Fantasies. Even if they're just like in seed form here, like the fact that the world was ended and everything's flooded, you know what I mean? Like that lonely quality mixed with the music, like your airship over it for the first time, like it has to be such a unique feeling for a game in this era, you know what I mean? To have this like huge sense of operatic tragedy, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's easy to get lost in the repetition of the battles and not appreciate some of that, like some of those.
That's the thing is that like some of that geographical exploration and the slow unveiling of the world feels like it was forever ago. Like it was so long ago that we discovered something new geographically, which is what so much of the early game was all about. Was unlocking new areas of the world to visit, and then you think you understand the world, and then there's this whole other layer. I mean,
that's pretty mind blowing. I feel like that's the thing one of the things that in like the introduction of the job system here in general. And having like unique art and that being and stuff like that, and unique skill sets, all that sort of stuff is really cool. And I feel like the Ancient's Labyrinth here, and I'm hoping the Tower also. This place is really cool and it has its own thematic flavor for sure.
This is one of my favorite dungeons in the game. Not because of the layout, because the layout's kind of annoying, but the visual design is really cool, and the monsters have been cool.
It has a theme that's implied by the monster. Yeah, and it's really cool. I agree. But I have a feeling that both 2 and 3 lose steam like in the second half because they kind of fold back and just kind of become standard dungeon crawl. Mm-hmm. And I feel like with both of those, none of the dungeons in the second half have quite the uniqueness of any of the dungeons in 1. Would you agree with that? Or?
I do feel like, I don't know, there's a lot more just like, here's a weird maze. It has a different tile set and different enemies, but it's another weird maze. Versus some of the, like...
Yeah, can you just remember some of that stuff? Like, I feel like a lot of the dungeons in 1 are really memorable. Like the volcano, like starting at the top, it got bigger and bigger.
The volcano's design was awesome. And the flying...
The floating castle.
Floating castle, yeah.
Or like the underwater one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where you're rescuing people, but it's like, I don't know, like... It just had a really neat feel to it. And also, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the Emperor's thing in Final Fantasy II was really cool too. Like his final room, like in the stars and everything. Mm-hmm. Like the whole seed of like Lovecraftian evil, kind of like literally coming from the sky. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But did that one have as much of a... Maybe it didn't, I'm just not really remembering. Did that have as strong of a, like... I don't know what I want to call it. Not like steampunk, but like fantasy... Or like science fantasy elements to it? Or was that toned down, you think?
I think it was toned down.
For sure,
pretty heavily. I think it was more conventional fantasy.
And this one, to a degree, or what would you say? I'm trying to remember.
There's some degree of science to this one. Like with the airship focus and stuff. I don't know.
I guess we've seen more like weird abominations.
That's true. I like weird abominations.
I do too.
But I do feel like it misses the science fantasy hallmark.
I feel like that was definitely part of the feel. This one definitely did have weirder... like, it started to get like weird characters that it just didn't explain. Like Hein and even like characters like Hecaton and stuff like that like seem like they have personality.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I feel like I understood the characters of 2 better.
Yeah.
I feel like it was better at storytelling.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright.
Okay.
Ooh.
Silk's Tower.
Silk's Tower. This is something else to look at.
A Bluk.
Hey, look, it's Bluk. I don't know what Bluk is.
With his goofy eye, he just kind of looks like he's just Bluk.
Bluk.
Bluk. I'm a weird bug. He looks confused. Like he's
like, why am I here?
Why did God make me? I don't know. Hopefully I don't sound like an idiot. I just like trying to get to the...
I mean, we're wrapping up the NES era, so I think it's the right time to look back on it and consider it.
I think I'm just at war with myself a little bit, too, because there's definitely a...
I'm just going in here.
Oh, are you?
Oh, I can't.
Can you?
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
I am the door to the Forbidden Land Eureka, where the forbidden weapons are sealed. An invisible wall blocks the path. Oh, Eureka key. Neat.
I don't know if I want to go there yet. I kind of want to explore the rest of this level.
But we should go get the weapons.
No, I don't think they're.
Oh,
do you think they're real weapons?
I don't know, Ryan.
Oh, it's flame devils. All right, I guess I'll go back. You're making me regret all my decisions.
But I've always been wrong. Remember?
That's true. You are usually wrong.
But one also had interesting stuff like that, like the tower or like the Castle of Trials or whatever that place was called, where you had to like prove yourself to that hologram man.
Yeah, what in the world? Man, these games are weird. You know these games are weird?
Ryan, I think that's like I know because even people on the thread are kind of saying like I think playing 3 of them in a row, like we've both been. I'm speaking for both of us. I've just been a little bit worn down by some of the repetition, but I just really want to strongly emphasize like a lot of the good points that are still captivating me about this, and I feel like it's a lot of the pieces around the mechanics, and I still think the mechanics are redeemable in some sense. You know what I mean? Back to like Dragon Warrior style meditations on it, but anyway, weapons, I guess.
Whoa.
Maybe we did just fuck it up.
Oh. Is that us going...
Oh, we're just in the Forbidden Land Eureka.
Forbidden Land Eureka.
This is totally the wrong idea. I'm so sorry.
Can I go back? Oh, I can. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know. I feel like Forbidden Land Eureka is like the end game.
I kind of do too. But then there's the tower that goes up.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
This is like a weird magical escalator.
I don't know what to think. I'm gonna go here first, see if we can't get the weapons.
Okay.
Unless we just get immediately annihilated by some abayes.
Bye.
Bye.
A bye?
Can I get a bye on this fight?
Oh, I can never quite express it. You know, I just feel like they do have a magical quality to them.
Yeah, it's just been a lot.
I think that's true.
Maybe we should intermix side games more better.
Yeah, maybe.
With some other gameplay styles. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I mean, I honestly think that's what really keeps us tuned into development. I think it's just the scope of the game is quite large for the kind of system that it has.
Yeah. That's kind of my feeling is that like it's trying to do a lot of stuff with a mechanical base that doesn't really support that kind of longevity.
I think it's just like the variation that we've been getting even kind of has decreased over time to a degree.
Bummer arm.
God's reach. God's ragu.
How much do you want to bet that I run out of inventory space?
I have a strong feeling that you're going to run out of inventory space. But it's just like, I don't know. I think the thing that's cool about it is just that lots of the pieces, because they remain underexplained for whatever reason, and a lot of it's implicit, it remains very mysterious, and that aspect of the whole game is still really interesting. Like, I almost feel like it'd be more interesting to a degree. It comes back to me for like the Dragon Warrior conversation. Like the only way we can interact with the world is through the same combat system over and over. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like the imaginative seeds that I want to extract from it are more potent for me. And they come out of a lot of the mechanics, but they're more interesting on their own than they are in the context of actually playing the battle system.
Right.
You're like, oh, remember the pieces. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel bad saying that even. I have a really tough time with stuff like this. When I don't, like, fully enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not that I don't. I don't know. I feel like so conflicted. I'm having a conflict night.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
I feel like guilty if I don't like it, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's... I feel like... I feel very strongly about, like, things, like, not being forgotten, or, you know what I mean? Like, I want them to be appreciated. And especially, I want them to be contextualized. I don't know. I feel a responsibility to do that when I play things like this.
I mean, to me, the principal reason we're doing it is because it's fun. And...
It is fun.
You know, there are definitely times when this is super fun, and then there's times when it's just like, oh my god, just take me to the end, please. Just stop making me do this.
How many dragons have you fought?
Yeah.
1 million dragons.
And that's the thing is that, like, as the games get more advanced, and I feel like the plot is easier to follow, and
that's
there's
true.
more story motivation, I will be like the ability for us to make it through the whole game without whining about it is going to be improved dramatically. As it stands, we're struggling. And just because there's just in the end it's like, oh, new tile set, oh, new enemy. Okay, now what? Like,
I mean, yeah.
And then it's those same new things, and you see those for the next like 2 hours, and it's like, okay.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, it's like even the parts that I'm when I'm talking about getting like little imaginative pieces from it, we're still kind of having to stretch to pull them out of like new tile sets and new sprites.
It's
like Sleipnir.
Sleipnir.
It's a palette swap of that horse.
Yeah, what was that? A hell horse?
Hell horse.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think that's right. Right?
What is a Sleipnir? That's a word I've seen before.
It is. It's a horse from mythology. I don't remember.
Is it like a Norse horse?
It's a Norse horse. Yeah, it is.
Just checking.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, Norse horse.
Whose horse?
Man, I feel like Final Fantasy heard me say all these things, and it's like, you don't absolutely love me, and it's like I'm just going through a questioning period right now. It's not that I don't love you, It's like it's me. It's not you. Look at the blueness, purpleness of that floor.
Very
right?
purple floor and very gray stone walls.
But that's like amazing.
They look ancient. They look like stacks of just stones on top.
They do. They look really cool. Is this the Forbidden Land Eureka, though?
The Forbidden Land Eureka. We should not be here.
That is so cool. See, that's the thing that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's the part. It's like, I'm going to be completely honest, and the random battle part right now is just not interesting. And the part that is interesting is the purple floors and gray stone walls to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish there was a, enemy encounter rate item that, turned it down or something. Just because if I want to grind, I just want to grind. Like, I don't want to have to... I'm like, right now I'm trying to see new things and have plot and get the loot and stuff, and I don't care about a lot of the other stuff that's going on in the dungeon.
Or maybe, like, part of me has just a weird approach to this in that, like, I'm just not super... I'm just spitballing, too. Like, don't take anything. Please take everyone with a grain of salt here. But it's, maybe I'm just, like, in this particular instance, I'm not super interested in... Whoa, he frogged you.
Frogged.
Frogged you up.
That's frogged up.
I'm not super interested in mechanics. Like, I like to just be able to, like, spend the time. Just be like, hold down a button and, like, go through the fight. Like, I know that sounds, like,
that's
weird.
kind of what I'm doing right now.
No, I know, but have it be consistent, like, and simplistic. You know what I mean? Like, my time input equals passage or something like that. Which essentially it is, but there's lots of embellishment that have you could either say developed or diluted that simplicity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do.
I don't know if that makes any sense. I just want more purple walls than greystone.
Untoad, please.
I feel like the more you pare it down, the more trance-like it becomes.
Yeah, I think that's actually like part of my problem is that like I just go into like
a murder trance.
Weird monster murder trance.
See, I like that aspect of it though. Like, and honestly, I feel like that's part of what the appeal of Dragon Warrior was. Like, I think I'm liking Dragon Warrior 1 in retrospect almost more than 2 and 3.
Dragon Warrior 2 and 3, or
no, like more than Final Fantasy 2 and 3.
I see.
Like, not from an aesthetic point of view, but just from a mechanical point of view. That sounds really backwards, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that.
I mean, that's tentative. All the things that I'm saying right now are really conditional, but...
Like, there's a lot of aspects of these mechanics in this game that I like. It's just overplayed a bit. It's just a little long.
I think it comes down to a little bit of the... It's also just the feel of it.
You know, so the fact that some of these jobs in the end are just same job but stronger. Like, I don't like that.
Well, I think it's not the game's fault so much. It's just like the nature of the combat system really is like it's methods of doing number damage. Really, you know what I mean? And like, there's only so many ways that you can vary how that happens.
Although again, Bravely Default, you know, is an example of a game where it has a shitload of classes and they all do things very differently, and it's not just like.
I think, but its system with all of its like payment options for like doing things in advance and like costs and stuff, like that really made it more complex. Like the ability to pre-program your fights like before you get into them was really cool, and they could play off each other in interesting ways. And that just doesn't. It's not an aspect of this game. Fuck. Man, they're frogging you. Why a horse turns you into a frog? Is it? Does you know? Because I don't know.
It doesn't. No.
It doesn't know either.
I really don't like it when you do this.
Oh, yawn.
I think so. I'm pretty sure that we are in the right place.
Excellent.
It's just kind of crappy. It's a crappy place to be.
I feel so... I'm in such a bad place right now.
Why?
I don't know what to do.
Oh no! They untoed as well. Oh shit. Now I'm gonna retoad my own guy. Like a moron. Fuck. I hope I miss.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not like something you would expect them to have done, right?
I guess I just didn't think about the fact that they could cast it again on the same guy.
I guess they are horses, you know what I mean?
Fuck! God fucking damn it. Shit, that sucks.
It also just makes them seem like they're completely oblivious robots.
Yeah.
It's just like, duh.
I guess I'll just do whatever.
He doesn't look like a toad right now. I guess I should turn him into a toad. Nothing hell horses like less than a toad. There we go. There we did it.
There we did it.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing, man. Just spitting balls.
Gross.
No. I'm gross like that.
Don't have the item for to do this with. But luckily, I have plenty of casts of.
I'm committed to the adventure, and I'm really excited about.
Yeah, lest you doubt us, we are still fully committed to.
No, yeah, and like I honestly like I don't know. I'm just having lots of expressive difficulty right now. I love the background. I love the color on this. There it is.
I found it.
What do I want? I like those pillars are great. Those are great pillars.
They are great. This is again another dungeon design I like because it definitely
it has character.
You like warp through a mirror to get to the Forbidden Land Eureka, which is like this fucking truly ancient ruin.
Yeah,
that's just full of loot and weird, bizarre demon monster things that are you know from beyond the veil.
See, that's the coolest thing ever. Like that's the cool.
That is the cool.
DM. I'm into it.
Yeah. Soon enough, this will be done.
And see, and that's not even like I don't even really want. It's not even. I don't know.
I want it to be done.
I know, but I'm not like dying for it to be over or anything.
I'm not dying for it. I'm excited to have new story, maybe a more coherent story, you know, and new mechanics, new characters. I'm interested and excited in more new flavor stuff. Ribbon.
Oh no, a monster.
But Ribbon's good.
Oh, it's a ninja.
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh, look at that ninja.
That is a really neat ninja. Does he have plumes?
He does. I think it's his his headband.
Oh, okay.
Tied behind his head.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It's just his like really big ribbons.
They're very yellow, I believe. And he's very purple.
Nice compliments. Lovely. See, this is cool.
Yeah.
I've always loved them. The unique monsters in a box that we get.
Yeah. Except when they're bullshit like they were in 2.
But 2s were cool because they were all like hideous demons. Like,
yeah, it was like horrible monsters.
That was one of the most memorable parts of 2 is that just the abominations that would like follow you. Satan's court. That was like...
Do you remember fucking Gygas? You remember fighting Gygas?
I remember that fucking Gygas for the first time. It was horrible.
Damn it. You remember that whole fucking ship and how it was the worst?
That ship was the worst, actually. I think that's one of the points where we started
that's like
Final Fantasy 2.
I think that was like the low point of the whole LP so far. It was like the worship in 2 and how we spent like 10 episodes there.
Oh,
like
it was
we
bad.
just could not get out of there.
No, we tried, but good lord.
That was rough.
Dark times.
Yeah.
Dark times, those.
But we have a ribbon.
Well, we probably took the ribbon right off that ninja's head.
Yeah.
I think.
This is 73. Ribbons are good, though.
Yes. I like a good ribbon, right?
Huh, so it's less defense, but I know it makes you, like, immune to everything. So who should get it?
Who's the most important one?
Probably Brad. So
yeah, give it to Brad.
So that Brad, as our cure person, is always immune.
I think that's a really good idea. We don't want to get caught down here.
Yeah.
It also bumped his defense, actually, for him.
Good.
From 55 to 59.
There you go.
Yeah.
All kinds of upgrades.